something for your people. Stop running around, hole hopping, diddy hopping, partying, because this shit is going down as we speak, and we're acting like we at a party. And this man is waging war on you. Mentally, physically, spiritually, economically, socially, culturally, on all levels, genetically, everything he's doing. And you still ain't got hip to the fact that it doesn't matter how much money you got. Do something.
All right, Shalom. Call all Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and all the men on down. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Brakatham to the hopefully elect. So, some words from and Elder Jake. All right, because, I've been saying this a lot, because anyone with a brain and common sense, pretty much you can see through the smoke and mirrors, right? Here it is. Esau, Edom, beginning with the elites, all right? Because there's always been talks about a new world order and all these so-called conspiracy theories, right? Here it is, being in the year 2020. These things are coming into tuition. And like I said, anyone with the brain can see. Anyone with common sense can see how they're trying to establish pretty much out with the old system, in with the new. But nevertheless, you still got these 2/3 simple jakes, still trying to live it up. They still got that joyous mirth spirit on them. All right. You even got some, in the Israelite community talking about building communities, right? Which again, Jake they're not paying attention to the signs. They're not, they're still trying to make this place a rest, right? But Jake just doesn't get it, man. This is it's just not the time to be, living it up. Because like this elder said, there's a plot to get rid of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Which, again, Jake doesn't see that. Jake doesn't understand that here it is, they're trying to join hand in hand with our biggest adversary, our biggest enemy, right? Talking about and crying about reparations. They're trying to bypass slavery and forgive the so-called white man, right? And people question why we can care less about 2/3 Jakes. When again, it's obvious. Here it is. You get this in Ezekiel. Here it is, because like I said, and like the elder said, there is a plot. These devils. Well, I'm not even going to say that they're trying to do, because this is something they've been devising for years, generations, decades. Now we're in the time they're about to move. They're about to act on it. So here it is, Ezekiel 21. I'll start at verse 9. It says, "Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith Yahweh, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished." So here it is. The Lord is preparing a great slaughter. All right. Even more so here in Babylon the Great, aka America. All right. This place is about to be destroyed. And this sword that's being sharpened, all right, Esau, Edom, which is the sword of the Heavenly Father on the left hand. All right, it's gearing up and it's getting ready to bring this flood, the flood of death and destruction. So here it is, these things are being prepared. Reading on verse 10, it says, "It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter." So again, here it is. All right. This the great feast of slaughter is about to take place, because when you know and understand the scriptures, all right, the precepts, the prophecies, all right, it's not for this place but death, lamentation, mourning. So and this is right around the corner. This is about to take place very soon. So with that being said, we read on. It says, "Should we then make mirth?" So with all that being said, all right, you still got jakes out here trying to make something of themselves and go to the club and throw up dollars and all just a bunch of vanity. Jake's still dwelling in vain things. These devils, they're about to come down and kill a lot of you jakes, because the 2/3, that's a lot of jakes. That's a lot of so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. All right, the 1/3, that's a the 1/3 in itself, that's a great number. But let alone 2/3, 66.6% of so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians around the world, man, they're gonna die horrible deaths. And you jakes, man, you're still trying to live it up and live it in pleasure. Go to Isaiah 24:11. It says, "There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone." So you see, Jake's still trying to make something out of themselves. They're still trying to seek some pleasure in this place. When this place is done, the Lord is closing the curtain on Babylon the Great. All right. Now, when you read this pretty much this chapter, it goes into the economy collapsing. All right, because the Jake Elder, he mentioned about the dollar and how it's pretty much it means nothing. It's useless because again, you still got Jake. They're trying to chase the clout, right? They're trying to talking about storing up money and savings accounts, and trying to like this guy Trump has talked about what is it, the platinum plan, right, where he said something about, it pretty much goes into creating businesses and jobs for the so-called for the black community, right? And again, any small sign of hope, all right, Jake clings on to it. And I'm not talking about in righteousness, because scriptures do talk about being a prisoner of hope, but in righteousness, all right. But Jake, man, they look any signs of hope for this place to continue to go on, all right. Jake clings on to it. They put the hope in Egypt, which is America. When again, this place is through. And again, pretty much when you read this chapter, it pretty much goes into the economy collapsing, which that's about to take place. All right. You had a recall for coins around the United States. All right. Because Esau, Edom, all right, they're strategically, planning these things out, because they're gonna collapse the dollar and issue in that chip, which again, Jake, they can't see these things, because they're still trying to party it up and live it up, But again, what does the scripture say? Let's go to Jeremiah 16:5. Jeremiah 16, starting at verse 5, it says, "Thus saith Yahweh, enter not into the house of mourning." Slakia, because it's like I said, it said that America has set judgments waiting for this place. All right. Um, this is what I wanted. Verse 8. Matter of fact, yeah, verse 8. Thou shalt not also go into the house of feasting, to sit with them to eat and to drink. Because again, Jake out here, they're still trying to, plan family vacation trips and, do all these things and live it up. But again, this is not the time to be in that spirit. All right, we're at war. Like I said, Esau Edom, he's getting ready to come down with those troops, the flood. All right, and they got they still playing these sports and whatnot. All these events to keep Jake just in a dumb state of mind and in a docile state to distract him from what's really going on. Because best believe there is a plot to get rid of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. All right. And, being aware of these things, as we grow in the faith and grow in wisdom, we become more and more aware of these things. This is why the scriptures say, it says, what does it say? Pretty much with the more you grow with wisdom, all right, the pretty much the more, grievous it makes you. Because again, Jake, man, I always say this, Jake, they want the kingdom. It's just in Jake's spirit, the kingdom, but they try to play it out here on the earth, and it just doesn't work out like that. All right, because again, this is not our rest. Jake trying to get the rest. They're trying to get paradise here on earth, in hell, in captivity, and it's just not going to coincide. It doesn't work. So this is why Jake finds everything, any and everything to go all out and to make mirth and live it up. All right. Verse 9, it says, for thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the power of Israel, behold, I will cause to cease out of this place in your eyes, and in your days the voice of mirth and the voice of gladness, the voice of bridegroom and the voice of the bride. So the Lord is putting a stop to these things. All right. So again, because this is not the time to be, trying to establish happiness and peace, settle down and get married and build a career. This is not the time for it. And like I said, because anyone with the brain, anyone with common sense, they could see this. This place of America, this place was once a place where everyone could come, and establish business and the American dream, so to say. But people are finding out that this place it was all a lie. It's a nightmare. This is why people are packing up and they're leaving shop, man. They're bouncing because you don't even have to be in the truth to see these things. So again, this place is done, man. The Lord is closing the curtain on this place, and good riddance, because we want to get the hell up out of here, man. We're tired. It tells you in Daniel 7:25. Daniel 7:25, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. And let me tell you, man, the saints, man, we're worn out. These devils, man, they were wearing us out. They're putting all type of chemicals in the food and in the water that we eat and drink, right? All these chemicals into our body. The air is all polluted and filthy. It's wearing these bodies out physically, spiritually. We got to deal with this nonsense on a daily basis. We're tired, man. The saints are definitely being worn out. We're in those days. And this is why, it's set up like that way through the Spirit, because, pretty much, the Lord puts us in a position to where we cry out to him. We get fed up. That's done deliberately by Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Because it's easy to get comfortable in this place, man. And I always bring this point out, you might get new jobs or whatever the case may be, man. Any sort of relief you get, man, it's easy to get comfortable. It's easy to just sit down and just get complacent. But the Lord, like with the Apostle Paul, all right, got to keep that thorn in your flesh. Got to keep you in a position to where it's just like, man, fuck, enough is enough. And it's better that way. I often, in my prayers, man, when I cry out, man, I pray to the Lord, man, please keep me in a state to where I need you. Keep me in a state where this state of humility. Keep me in the house of mourning, because I don't want to get comfortable in this place, man. Death, the road to death, man, it's easy. The road to destruction is readily available. Sin is right there, man. Living in pleasure, we get that. And First Peter 4:3. But that's not what I wanted. But this is good as well. First Peter 4:3 says, For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles, when we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, revelings, banquetings, and abominable idolatries. So yeah, there was a point in time where, we lived in pleasure, all right? We were indulging heavily in the things of this world, right? But again, amen, those days are over, man. That time is over, all right? Because again, you come into this truth, man, come into this understanding, you realize, man, this none of this stuff it's all shit. There's nothing to this life. There's nothing to this place, this kingdom. There's nothing to it but death. But what I wanted was 1 Timothy's, not Peter's. So yeah, for the most part, we had a little fun. We did a little thing or whatnot, but now we're, ready to get the hell up out of here. We're tired of working 2 and 3 jobs to still end up being broke. We're just tired of it, man. 1 Timothy 5:6, it says, But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. Now, again, because, you got proud, these whores, man, they're out here being proud, proud whores, right? You got these OnlyFans and whatnot, these online prostitutes, just proud whores. But also, because scriptures, they talk about how pretty much the Lord compares Israel to commonly a beautiful woman, all right? Israel is likened unto a woman. We're compared to a beautiful woman, all right? So this can be like a twofold meaning, all right? Because just Israel in general, when it says the she, all right, Jake just likes to live be in pleasure, just that house of mirth and just partying and enjoying it, that joyful spirit, Read it again. It says, "But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth." Yeah, because what are we accomplishing? What are we doing? Eventually you just get to a point where it's just like, well, now what else is there to do? That's when you come to the realization, man, this life, man, this is not our rest. This is not our peace. It's just like, what do you got to look forward to this place? What do you have here? There's nothing here. But again, this is why this place, man, there's set judgments for this place, and this is why we need to spiritually, depart from this place and get out of here. Again, I'm talking spiritually, just get out of that mind state, because this place is about to be destroyed, and that's what Jake needs to understand. This place is done, is done skis, and There's no remedy for this place. It's not coming back. It's never going to be great. Talk about make America great again. America never was great, and it's never going to be great. But there's a great destruction coming. You know. Let me get this and Baruch 2:20. I think it's 25. Let me see. No, that's not what I wanted. But let me go to second Esdras. Oh yeah, verse 25. Baruch 2:25. It says, "And lo, they are cast out of the heat of the day and to the frost of the night, and they died in great miseries by famine, by sword, and by pestilence." But the point being, all right, that those miseries, all right, because again, America has some serious judgments, some heavy judgments waiting to be acted out, to be, you know, performed out on this place, all right. Because that's what's in store for America. Miseries, great miseries, many miseries. That's what I was going to get in second Esdras 8:50. There's nothing for America but misery, all right? Death and lamentation, mourning. Second Esdras 8:50. For many great miseries shall be done to them, that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride, all right? So again, um, and again, we're in that latter time. We're in that time, the last days. We're in those days, all right? Because again, just like when in the ancient times, when you read about the king of the kingdom of Judah, all right, after the kingdom of Israel, the northern kingdom got taken into to slavery, all right. You had the southern kingdom. They had that proud look, all right, because being the sons of the living power, all right, they didn't think that nothing could happen to them. Here it is. You had the prophets, telling them these things are going to take place, all right. But Israel, man, Jake wasn't trying to hear it, all right, because again, being the sons of the power, what can happen to us? The Lord wouldn't do that to us. That was the mind state of the northern, the southern kingdom, all right, and this is that's why they got taken. Eventually, they got taken into captivity. It's the same thing today, all right. You got the prophets out there warning you and telling you about these things that are going to take place, and there's no future for this place. But Jake, they can't see it, and this is why. I'm going to read verse 50 again. It says, "For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride." So again, because of that great pride, all right, just like before, Jake, they don't see these things, they don't see Yahweh Bashim Yoshai judging this place. They see this place, being established forever, you know. And again, you question why we could care less about the 2/3. Well, I mean, again, at the end of the day, man, nobody likes a proud look. Even Yahweh Shemel Shai hates a proud look. And these 2/3 Jakes, man, they that spirit is heavy on them. So at the end of the day, man, good riddance, man. The hell with it all. The hell with America. The hell with 2/3 Jakes. The hell with it all, man. You know. So with that, give all credit to Yahweh Shemel Shai once again. Double honors to the apostles and those of Great Millstone. Until next time, Shalom.